Welcome to the Sunday Stroll.
Yo everyone, Dan Century here, and welcome to episode 4 of our Sunday Stroll series. This week's question is a really good one that I came up with, actually, that I was thinking about, and some of the other guys really liked it as well. In fact, all the guys really liked it, rather. Is basically, the question is, which video game franchise that is dead now would you revive and bring back for the younger generation? And what updates would you make to it to appeal more to the younger generation? So basically, a franchise that is now dead, which currently, as far as you know, has not got any there's no rumours going around, and there's nothing's been said that it's ever going to be brought back. There's nothing at the moment that you know of that's been said about it to ever bring it back. So as far as you know at the moment, it's dead. But it was great back in the day, and you'd love to see it brought back, and why, and what updates would you make to it to appeal to a younger generation?
Yo everybody, Shocks It's Dean back once again for their Sunday Stroll. This week's question of the week is, if you could resurrect a dead game franchise and bring it back now, what game would you pick, and what changes would you make to it to make it appeal to a newer audience? So I've been thinking long and hard about this, and two games that I used to play a lot of back in the day that I really enjoyed that I think need to come back.
Hello, welcome to the Sunday Stroll, and today's question is, what game series would you revive and how would you change it for current gamers?
Morning guys, so this is my Sunday Stroll, and the question of the week, Shocks would put it, is what game franchise would you bring back from the dead, I guess, probably the best way to say it. Now there's a lot of gaming franchises that obviously kind of enjoyed. Walking the dog, she's gone missing. In a little parker, and there's loads of bunnies and things, so she has a field day here, like chasing after them. She's never caught one, but yeah, she loves it. So yeah, what game would you bring back from the dead? Now, there's a lot of game franchises which you can't really class as dead as such. Things like Metal Gear Solid, games like Call of Duty. I mean, Call of Duty is getting that way, really, isn't it? Where it's going, it's just become a bit too much. So the gaming franchise, sorry about the light as well, guys. It's early doors, and sorry about the rambling because it's early doors and I haven't really woken up yet. So
now I had a big think about this. There's quite a few actually that I'd love to see brought back, and one that I thought of did actually have kind of, it was brought back a bit later than it first started, but it was awful, so I would love to see kind of it redone again. Was Bubsy, a game that was on the Sega Mega Drive, which had 2 games on the Mega Drive, and they were both absolutely fantastic. They were absolutely brilliant. Basically, it's about a Bobcat, and you basically, it's an awesome side-scrolling platformer, jumping from ledge to ledge, collecting yarn balls, basically defeating bosses and progressing to the next level, and as it gets harder. Absolutely love it. 2 games on the Mega Drive, absolutely amazing. And then they decided to bring a 3rd game of it out on the PS1. Big mistake. Called it Bubsy 3D. Really bad idea. It was awful. It was absolutely awful. They absolutely ruined it. Graphics were awful. The 360-degree axis thing was ridiculous. It didn't work with it. Everything was all blocky and choppy. It was talk about ruin a good franchise. So I would like to see them do it right this time, bring it back properly, and yeah, just do it right this time. And update it better. So update the graphics so they actually look good, they look smooth, they look great in HD. If you're going to give it a 3D environment, make it good, give it a really good storyline. The fact that he's a bobcat, that he's an animal, appeals to a younger generation anyway. might even remind them of Sonic, so it kind of appeals. But yeah, they tried it once before on the PS1, it just did not work, and it was just appalling. So yeah, just try it again this time and don't mess it up, basically. Because I wish that they just left it at Bubsy 1 and 2 on the Mega Drive, because Bubsy 3D was just shocking. God awful. I've got it still, but I will never play it again. I won't. I'll probably end up selling it, to be honest. It's awful.
So I'm going to make my first choice, the game that I used to play a lot on the PS1, and that was a game franchise called Syphon Filter. That's right, if you never played Syphon Filter, it was basically like tactical espionage. Basically you took the role of Gabe Logan. Cars on my way to work again. See, all the cars come when you fucking walking through it. And car. So yeah, what was I saying? Gabe Logan, Syphon Filter. Yeah, he's an agent, you go about doing your agenty stuff. And what I liked about it as well, this is the PS1 era, it wasn't really, it was known for kind of its like cheesiness and stuff like that, but this was like one of those games, it was a bit like Metal Gear Solid where it had a great storyline. It was all about unearthing conspiracies and stuff like that. You'd like spend half the game chasing one person and then you'd get backstabbed and have to find out you've been betrayed and have to go after them instead. So yeah, nice deep storyline which would translate well into the modern world. So yeah, just bring it back. On current gen now they could make it look absolutely beautiful. The one thing I wouldn't want them to do though is make it into an FPS, because an FPS could easily fit into the world of Syphon Filter. But yeah, this was a third person perspective and that's the way it should stay if you ask me. So yeah, Syphon Filter, what would I make? What would I change about it to make it better for today's audience? Not a lot really. Like I say, the story was nice and in depth, the characters was great as well, like, so maybe bring back the original voice actors because they did a good job with what they had to work with on the PS1. Nowadays, do you know what I mean? The depth that they go into now and to make stories engaging and stuff like that could be even better. So I wouldn't really change a lot. I think it's good enough to carry itself, but maybe you could add stuff like, I don't know if you ever played, I think it was either Hitman, Contracts or Blood Money, where you could pick your gear you went to the mission with first. Obviously you can acquire other guns and stuff like that and other equipment throughout the missions, but you can actually pick what kind of stuff you go in with, so that would be alright. Maybe you could do something like that where you pick the kind of kit that you go and do a mission with. Maybe another change they could make is that missions, how well you accomplish them and stuff like that, have effects on the real world. So like, I don't know, if you kill the wrong terrorist or something like that, because like I say, it's all about uncovering Laura. It's all about uncovering conspiracies and stuff like that. So if you kill the wrong guys, maybe it could help, you know, make it harder to uncover or make it easier to uncover if you do a good job of stuff like that. So yeah, real world effects basically. What you do in the game, like the decisions you make in the game, have effects on the world, and also gun customization. So yeah, that would be a nice little element. Do you know what I mean? Everybody likes customizing their own guns and stuff. So there you go. My first pick is Syphon Filter. Great game, and yeah, it kind of died off in the PS1 era. They did make a Syphon Filter 3, which I think might have gone on to PS2, but yeah, I think it kind of died off many years ago. So I'd like them to bring that one back.
Now the one I'd probably do is the Manic Miner Jet Set Willy series. So the Miner Willy series off of the old 8-bit computers, ZX Spectrum, that sort of thing. And I would probably, I don't know, would either make it into a, I don't know how many people played Terraria, where you've got a little character on the screen and you can dig down and find treasure and kill enemies and that sort of thing, because he is a miner after all. Or I would like as like a 2.5 3D type platformer. So have him set in his mansion again or something like that, and then yeah, you could have him collecting items.
A gaming franchise I would love to see return in some sort of form. There's a couple actually. There's Final Fight. Now, if they've done that right, I think looking at that on the PS4 would be fucking awesome.
Another franchise that I'd love to see it brought back, that's currently dead, would be the awesome franchise Crazy Taxi. Crazy Taxi was legendary. If you don't know what Crazy Taxi was, then where have you been, really? Unless you didn't grow up on Sega, in which case I forgive you. But if you're a gamer, you're going to know what Crazy Taxi is. Basically, you drive around in a taxi, obviously, you pick up chicks and guys, and basically take them to their designated locations, and you'd have to basically do it within a certain time limit, and they give you money depending on how quickly you get them there, and you can drive around collecting money as well. So basically you drive around and there'll be like a gauge that will tell you where a certain person is that wants picking up. You follow it, you find the person, pick them up, and you basically take them to where they need to go. And then you get money and stuff for that, and you have a certain time limit, and it depends on how many people you take to certain locations, and it counts it up at the end. See how many people you've taken to locations.
Now the next one's going to be a kind of platformy action kind of game which I used to play back in the 16-bit era on the Super Nintendo, Mega Drive, etc. The sequel did get a 32-bit release, like it got released on the Saturn, and that is Earthworm Jim. Earthworm Jim, I mean, it had a cartoon and everything. This was a brilliant franchise, do you know what I mean? And then it just kind of died. It's like, what happened to Earthworm Jim? Do you know what I mean? He was a cool character as well, and the games was really like quirky and just weird and out there. And yeah, basically just bringing back maybe like, I don't know, I wouldn't want him to make it 3D. Do you know what I mean? Maybe like a 2.5D. Do you know what I mean? Kind of what they did with, I don't know, is it like Rayman and stuff like that? Take it, I mean, don't take it away from its roots too much. And yeah. Again, I think it's good enough to carry itself in the real world, for a newer audience, for a newer gen, should I say? The real world. Where did that even come from? So yeah, Earthworm Jim. What changes would I make to it to appeal to a newer audience? Well, as we know, Earthworm Jim, the character, is basically just a worm in a spacesuit. That's what gives him his power. So maybe you could make upgrades to the suit. Do you know what I mean? To make different levels, different upgrades to the suit, different abilities. So that's one change you could make to make it appeal. Another one is 2-player, because he had a sidekick which was a dog, and which was like a dog that turned into like a werewolf or something when it used to get angry. So yeah, maybe they could make it like online co-op 2-player. That would be a good change. So there you go. My picks are Syphon Filter and Earthworm Jim, and that's what I would change to them to make them appeal to a newer audience.
And I've got a second one as well. Sorry if I sound a bit bunged up and stupid, but I've got a hay fever, so as you can see my eyes are running and I've got a sore throat. But in the same sort of vein as the Manic Miner, there was also a series on the ZX Spectrum called Magic Knight. And the Magic Knight series was Finders Keepers, Spellbound. Anyway, you was a character, you was a knight, and you had to go around collecting items and trading them to get out of a castle. And yeah, that was another game which I would like them to revive. I think it'd be really good adventuring type game, where you're in a castle full of monsters and you have to collect items, combine them together to make other items, go to traders to build up your money, and I don't think there's enough of those type of games anymore. Although I do like games being long and you get your money's worth, I think there should be a lot more shorter fun games, and also games where when you die type thing. think they've made games a little bit, even though they're long, they've made them very easy these days, because if you die, you just sort of go back to where you died. So I think it needs one bit more challenge, like Dark Souls.
And the other one, I mean, the main one I'm thinking of is Streets of Rage. Now, Streets of Rage with the current graphics, the way they are, and everything, and done right. Of course, it has to be done right. I am really dark, aren't I? Sorry. It's probably good actually, can't play. But yeah, so it's Streets of Rage, and obviously, I don't really need to explain what Streets of Rage is and how fucking amazing it is, because you're all gamers watching this, and it's a fantastic franchise from sort of from the very first one type thing. So Streets of Rage done right on the next gen, current gen, I guess, isn't it? Because it's out. Would be the one game or the one franchise that I'll bring back from the dead.
The very last one that I wanted to mention, I've saved the best till last, to be honest, and I'm sure there are hundreds, if not thousands of you out there that would agree with me, and that is Shenmue. Just an absolutely freaking amazing franchise on the Sega Dreamcast, telling the story of Ryu, who lost his father, Hazuki Sensei, and his father was killed basically by a guy called Lundy, and you basically have to, your mission is to basically go on this long journey to basically find Lundy and get revenge on your father's death. You have to collect, is it 2 mirrors? Phoenix Mirror, and then there's another one as well. Phoenix Mirror is buried under the cherry tree, and you have to find that, and then you have to find another one, and you get a job eventually where you drive forklift trucks, which is really quite fun. And one thing that I absolutely adore about the game, which I would love to see games in future, or see it remade and have this in still, is the QTEs, I think they were called. The cutscenes where, say you're running after someone, and they flash up on the screen really quickly, the buttons you need to press in order to avoid hitting your head and dodge stuff. So they give you a button that flashes up on the screen, and you have to basically press that button as quickly as you can, and if you take too long, you lose, and like Ryu will fall over or hit himself, that kind of thing. I've not really seen any other games that do that, and I think it's an absolutely awesome feature of the game. So I'd love to see them either do a Shenmue 3 or just do a big Shenmue remake that still carries on the storyline, and includes those cutscenes again, where you basically have to click the button really quickly in order to avoid being hit and stuff. Because I don't believe I've seen any other games that do that, like Shenmue did. So yeah, they're my kind of games really. Shenmue would be brilliant, especially those that have never grown up with it. They can see what it was like, they can see how it continues. Hopefully it might even then prompt them to go back and play through 1 and 2 as well. Obviously update the graphics, maybe introduce some new characters along the way. Obviously Ryo's got a best friend called Nozomi in the game, the first one. Maybe you could bring in, another character or characters, and see how their stories unfold and stuff like that. And obviously you've got the Tomato convenience store that you go in, and that's just so funny. The music in that is classic, love that. And you can buy cassette tapes and play them and stuff. You've also got little egg machines with figurines that you can buy stuff out of. You've got like the Sega characters, you can buy Sonic and Tails and Knuckles as well in there, which is really funny. Love that. Yeah, that would be my main franchises to bring back, guys. If you want to check out our Facebook, please do. We've now made it. Idea being that you guys can keep up to date with what we're doing in our episodes, and they're all in the one place as opposed to being scattered around YouTube as separate videos. They're all collated into one place on the one platform. You guys can now keep up to date with us. So do check it out, guys. www.facebook.com/strollonsunday. Do have a look at it, guys. Check it out. Like it if you wish. And start getting involved. Yeah, feel free to leave your own video responses if you want to go out and about, and give us some responses back. And there's always post comments, and let us know what you think of the videos. And if you've got any questions you want us to answer that we've not done yet, let us know, and we'll shout you out in the episode in which we answer that question. So thanks very much, everyone. We'll see you next Sunday. Thanks for sticking with it. Really hope you're all enjoying it. like I said, if there's anything you guys can think of that we can do to improve anything, let us know, because we do basically, you know, welcome your feedback as well. We do appreciate it. So thanks very much, everyone, and I'll see you next Sunday. Have a good week.
I'll be Shot 16. This has been the Sunday Stroll. See you later. Bye bye.
Anyway, thanks a lot.
No, I'm going to stop rambling because I ramble and I'm tired and the dog's going mad. She's just like the biggest boo. The world has ever seen. I need to go and pick it up because I'm like that. Alright guys, take care. Thanks for watching, and I hope you're enjoying Sunday Stroll, by the way, because I know all of us are enjoying doing it. So like Dan always says, you know, get involved, talk about it, upload your own videos, do video responses. Obviously there's a question and there's 4 of us to answer it, but it doesn't just have to be 4 of us. So thanks for watching guys, take care, bye bye.
Hang on, car's coming. Come here. Some ridiculous. Defeating bosses. Oh, excuse me. Defeating oh, fuck's sake.